I'd say the common barriers that we hear within addressable advertising, first and foremost, three come to my mind. And first and foremost is scale. eMarketer just launched that addressable advertising is in roughly 56 million households now. If you think about that, in 2012 is when addressable really launched and came to scale in 2013. So that being said, that was in its infancy then. 5 years later, it was in its adolescence, scale grew, and now we are at that 55 plus 56 million households. So in doing that, what happens is that there's unduplicated reach across multiple MVPDs that you're able to get at scale. So there's no duplication. You can control for reach, you can control for frequency, and really hit that niche target at scale. So that's a misperception that was really out there, that you couldn't get these audiences at scale. The second is the cost of entry. When you look at the cost of entry for addressable advertising, a lot of that cost of entry is predicated upon comparing an eCPM versus a traditional age and gender CPM. The problem with that is absolutely apples and bananas in that you're comparing those two, because if you look at the effective CPM on the true target of who those individuals are trying to reach within an age and gender target, then that effective CPM on a traditional sense skyrockets. And because it skyrockets every single time, then addressable advertising is more efficient than the competitive set within the traditional marketplace. So it's important that we look at effective CPMs when looking at addressable advertising. And the third, when I look at the third, misperception of this is that it's really a niche marketplace and that you're only going after specific targets. We go after, from an addressable perspective, we work with all categories, all verticals, right? We have relationships with all data vendors, whether that be first or third party data that we have these relationships with. So whether that's pharma, whether that's finance, whether that's auto, CPG, there are ways to target those audiences. And because of that, there's not really a vertical out there that the addressable arena and marketplace is not working with. So those are some of the misperceptions of addressable advertising.
So obviously TV viewing skews towards very heavy linear TV viewers in some cases, and that can mean for certain types of campaign there's an overfrequency problem. Mm-hmm. How does audience-based buying help to deal with this problem?
Yeah, that's a really great question, in the sense that there's a few different ways strategically that we can help to mitigate oversaturation of audiences in the heavy TV viewer. The way that is most commonly used now and the most strategic way to do it is looking at an advertiser's national campaign. And because all set-top box data and all of those national campaigns run through our households, we're able to analyze strategically what households were reached, what households were not, which households were oversaturated. So in doing so, the ways that we fundamentally can get around this are, one, we can look at a schedule and only target the households that were lightly impressed or not reached at all. Two, we can suppress out the heavy viewers to make sure that you're only reaching light TV viewers or medium viewers within our ecosystem, which is a tercile, which only is light and medium, and suppress out heavy, or just use age and gender as a whole. And the reason that all this occurs is because we have frequency capping at the set-top box level. Without frequency capping, then you're not able to do this. So it's not a planning issue, it's not a client issue, it's not an agency issue. What it is a television issue. And because of the deficiency of television, 70% of the impressions reach about 30% of the audience. But by appending this addressable solution to your national campaigns, you help even out frequency and create incremental reach.
So it really is a better together scenario.
It absolutely is better together.
So the reality of TV consumption in today's marketplace is that TV is consumed everywhere. It's on numerous devices, everywhere, in the home and out of the home. And that creates obviously challenges and opportunities for marketers. Give us a sense of those challenges and opportunities. What's your perception?
Yeah, I think there's never been more content and there's never been better content than there is today. And because of that, that content is fragmented, right? And there's a diversification of where individuals are watching. So it's really hard to find those consumers. We talk about like the heavy TV viewers in the last question, but now we're talking about individuals that are extremely hard to reach because of that fragmentation across AVOD or SVOD systems. So at DIRECTV, what we do is we combine our traditional addressable on the MVPD side of the house and the satellite side of the house, and we combine that with our CTV offering, which is DIRECTV Stream. The reason that this is important, it's never been more important to advertisers to be able to control for frequency, like we just talked about, create incremental reach across multiple media types. And CTV has a lot of buzz around it. The reason that CTV has a lot of buzz around it is because it is reaching those elusive cord-cutting advertisers. So on both sides of the house, we now have the opportunity to have a unified target utilizing the proprietary data we have on set-top boxes of DIRECTV with a deterministic identity. The death of the cookie doesn't affect the MVPDs because we have that billing relationship with those individuals. And then we're able to create incremental reach, we're able to control for frequency, we're able to prove outcomes on the back end of the strategic targets that are across both television and across CTV, in which we call it addressable video.